guys, thanks for joining me. Paul here at Paul Phillips Fix. Great day today for you guys as far as videos go. Shitty day for me because I gotta break my ass. I'm old, fat, in pain, and I don't have a lift. But today I'm working on a 2008 Chevy Impala. There are quite a few things that I'm doing on here. I just finished doing sway bar and sway bar links. The sway bars break on these. It broke my boot on the CV axle, and my left wheel hub has got play in it, so I'm doing a wheel hub too. So what's going to be done on this car is front and rear rotors, rear brakes. I'm not replacing the pads on the front. There's a ton of meat left on them. They're like brand new. I don't know if you can see them here, but there's a ton of meat on them. I'm not replacing them. While I'm throwing the rear rotors in, I'm getting a little bit of pulsing. Not horrible, but I don't like my cars to stop not smoothly. I like it to be smooth. So I'm doing rotors all around. I'm throwing in 2 new axles because I'm doing the one, I may as well do the other side, and I'm doing both sides with the wheel hubs. I don't like getting stuck, and I don't like having to do shit on snowy, freezing days or rainy days that are out of my control. Today things are within my control, so I'm doing all of this stuff. Call me stupid, I call it preventative maintenance, all right? Axles are not that expensive, like 59 bucks or something like that. And I had a wheel hub in the basement of Puig, and I ordered an SKF, which is my favorite bearing company and wheel hub company. SKF, I think, are the best quality you're going to get now. I would say Puig is number 2 on that. Puig is not what it used to be since they went to Mexico, but so that's what we're going to be doing. I'm probably going to break this down into sections. I got to consider whether I want to disconnect my tie rod end just for the ease of flopping the wheel around there for angles. We'll see as we go. I don't know if I'm going to pop it out or not. I don't want to knock the alignment out of whack. If it rotates on me, you know, if it doesn't rotate, you're not going to affect the alignment. So we're going to be going on that in a few minutes here, okay? GoPro, stop recording. Oh, one thing, you know, people have written me and said that sometimes I assume people know mechanics and they wanted me to go a little more basic with stuff. So for those of you who know how to do this stuff, you probably don't even have to watch this video. But for those of you who don't, when you jack these cars up, these are unibody construction. You have to jack it on the pinch weld here or on a control arm. I jacked it on the pinch weld, and I have a jack stand on there. I don't know if you can see where it's jacked. Let me turn the light on, actually. I got a work light out here. There's a seam where it's welded. That's a strong part where you can jack the car and put your jack stand. Never work on a car just on a jack. Always use jack stands. I did a video on Harbor Freight jack stands that were recalled. The pole on here was jumping off of the gear, and the jack stands were coming down. I bought these Pro Lift brand. I like them. A little bit of a pain in the ass to go through the extra step, but it has this lock pin here where there's no way that that's going to slip and come undone. So I like those. I'll see if I can put a link if I can remember. I'm old and senile, so don't hold me to it too much. But I'll try to put a link to that in the description. And while I'm at it, guys, please give a like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It shows YouTube somebody's watching. I go through a lot of effort to make these stinking videos, and I get a load of criticism from people. They think it's fucking Hollywood Productions or something. Oops, I wasn't supposed to curse. But I have to buy cameras, the microphone. I bought a nice Rode microphone to try to improve the quality of the videos. So help me out. Subscribe, please. You can always unsubscribe, and like I said, it doesn't cost you a damn thing. All right, support the channel. It's our channel. Thank you. Now I'll leave you alone with that. GoPro, stop recording. Okay, guys, if you're doing your brake pads, you're going to need a 13 mil socket to get the caliper off. I have a hook. You can use a bungee cord, piece of wire, whatever, to hang it up on the spring. Do not leave the caliper hanging on the brake hose. It's bad for it. So if you're doing the pads, you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna need the 13. If you're not doing the pads, you're gonna need a 15 mil to take the brake bracket off. Either way, you're gonna need a big screwdriver to pry your pads open a little bit. Just getting here, lean against the rotor. Open them up a little bit. That's it. I'm going to go do the other side as well. What I'm going to do, I'm going to be going from both sides of the car while I got the tooling out. I'm not going to do one side and keep switching. That doesn't make any sense. I just went with a 1/2 inch hose on here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to be going from both sides of the car while I got the tooling out. I'm not going to do one side and keep switching. That doesn't make any sense. I just went with a 1/2 inch hose on here. I'm running 100 feet of hose and I was losing pressure with that long run, so I went with a heavier hose. 1/2 inch to see if it would increase my power. We're going to see if this is an Astro pneumatic Onyx Nano. Great little 3/8 drive. I believe they have it in 1/2 inch as well. They do have it in 1/2 inch. Eventually I'm going to set up an Amazon page, like a store in the community page, but I haven't gotten around to it. Don't hold me to doing it anytime quick. I'm old, senile, and a procrastinator, and fat. Right out. I got more power now. Came right out. 1, 2, 3, like butter. Out of the way. Put these bolts on the side. This is a pain in the ass. I got to stop filming and start again. GoPro, stop recording. If you are doing a wheel hub or axle, CV axle, you're going to need a 33 millimeter axle nut socket. What I would do if you don't have air tools, break these free with a breaker bar while the car is on the ground, with the wheels on, step on the brake and have somebody break the axle nut free. With an air tool you can get away with doing it up in the air like this. Air tools are great. Get air tools if you work on your cars, even once in a while. They're worth it. They're not that expensive. This Astro Pneumatic company makes great tools. People who are professionals in the industry use them. They're not junk at all. Far from junk. I'm looking to buy a new one that they came out with now called the Thor. It's like supposedly industry monster. It's supposedly better than anything on the market as far as torque goes. And I don't get promoted by these tool companies. I buy them with my own money, so I'm not trying to sell you a dream or a crock of nonsense. All right, GoPro, stop recording. Okay, if somebody put your rotor back on properly, you will have a T30 screw right here holding the rotor on. If you do not have this screw, it is not a big deal. The wheel lugs hold the rotor on. Just makes it a little easier getting the
caliper and stuff on without the rotor flopping around with this little screw on. Do not go gorilla when you tighten this up. If yours does not come out, you can drill it out. It's not that big of a deal. My rotors come right off. I think I put never sees behind them, which is always a good idea. I don't like it when things get frozen together. I'm going to do the other side now. GoPro, stop recording. Gonna need a 13 mil socket for in the back here to get the wheel hub off. These can be a bitch. This is where this air hammer will come in real handy. Mine shouldn't be that bad to get off. I believe I put never sees on them. You have 3 bolts back here that are 13 mil. There's one. Sometimes they're not the easiest to get to. Can't get to that one. Let me try to get the other side, then I'll rotate the wheel. GoPro, stop recording. Okay, I just zipped out that other bolt. It's right here. I turned the wheel. Now is when that Astro pneumatic hammer is going to come in handy. I don't know if I showed you this yet. If I didn't, I will now. Tool away. This is another Astro pneumatic tool. They have South Main Auto. One of the guys, he has a garage, professional. He introduced me to this tool and I love it. Oh, why can't I get that on? I got more pressure now since I put the larger hose on. Harder for me to get my connections in. There we go. I'm going to use this big nasty hammer, give the axle a shot. Came right out. Now hopefully I'll be able to get in there with an extension on that other bolt. I'm going to give the other axle a shot. One time I had to do a wheel hub on this car and I spent 2 days beating it with a 12-pound sledgehammer because some idiot put red Loctite all over the axle nut threads and all over the splines on the CB axle. I don't know what they were thinking, but I've never seen anything like that before. That was crazy. Talk about a clusterfuck. Ridiculous. See if I can get in there with the Nano. I hope I can. Oh my God, I'm getting weak. Getting old and weak. Yep, beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. I'm gonna go zip out the other side real quick. Gotta turn the wheel. GoPro, stop recording. All right, usually I hit these with a chisel tip on them on the sides, but I'm going to try to give it a shot on the hub. I'll be surprised if it comes out that way, but I'm going to give it a quick try. That ain't moving that way. I'm going to have to get the chisel tip. GoPro, stop recording. If you guys do buy this impact, this air hammer, I recommend getting the quick change chuck on here. Just push it back, comes right out. And you're gonna need larger shanked chisels. I think they're 480, I'm not sure. I'll see if I can remember to put that link in there as well. I'm trying to get behind the wheel hub now. That's working. It's moving. If I did not have this air hammer, I would be going through hell here to get this out. And that's a wheel hub off. That's pretty damn easy. That's easy. Easy peasy. Drop the brake shoe. Alright, I'm going to try an experiment. I'm going to try to keep record of this. I'm going to put the Moog on this side and the SKF on the driver's side. I think the SKF is going to be the longer lasting if they don't outlive this car. GoPro, stop recording. So I want to film this side too, because the ease at which his hammer takes these things out amazes me. Oh, actually, right to the back. Remember which way your dust plate goes. Your dust shield. That's another one. Look at that. That's beautiful, man. That is a beauty. It's a beauty. Here's where the CV axle got cut. I believe it was from the sway bar. Oh, yeah, the sway bar got it. That's what ripped that. So, I figured, what the hell, throw both axles back in. Alright, we're going to have to get under the car now. You take a pry bar, get to the back of the CV shaft and give it a tap. There's a snap ring in there, like a split ring that holds it into the differential. So I'm going to have to get my mat out because I'm too old to be laying on the hard ground. I need Wendy to get me a lift. I need a lift. And I don't mean Viagra, I mean a car lift. I need a lift in my life. GoPro, stop recording. Alright, it's like ridiculous for me to try to get a camera shot in here. On the one side anyway. On this side I can get it. I'm going to just show you it, not me doing it. But let me fold this tripod up. Hold on a second. I don't want to get my microphone all greasy. I got a dead cat on there. If you see up in there, you can see. I don't know if you can see there. Let me look. There goes the back of the CV axle. I'm going to get on there with a pry bar and a hammer and just give that a tap out. Be careful going crazy prying on this. You don't want to crack the transmission cage, which is aluminum. So, let me see if I can get this one out. Face full of rust, that's nice. No way to get in here. I may have to take a piece of cable or something and put it around the back of it and hit it with a slap hammer or something if I can't get that out by prying on it. This one should be a lot easier to get out. I need a bigger hammer. Can't get a good swing with this under here. Let me get some tools. GoPro, stop recording. Okay, I got to get this knuckle disassembled anyway, so I may as well get it out of my way. You're going to need a 21 mil socket to get on here. We're going to disconnect the shock strut, the strut. Going around and hit the other side. Turn that side. This side I got the wheel in the right position to drive these bolts out. Caliper's kind of being a pain in the ass in my way. These got to go from the front in. So I'm going to leave them laying here this way so I remember the direction that they went in, because they have those little grooves on them that lock them in there. I can actually touch that bolt on the flange of the bolt and drive that out. Boy, that fucker there is being stubborn, man. That one does not want to come out of there. Straighten the wheel out, maybe it'll make a difference. It shouldn't have a lot of load on it. Need a screwdriver and a hammer. My pry bar and a hammer. I was all happy and bragging how fast this job was going. I forgot that I had to disconnect the knuckle. I thought that the axle might just compress and push in. I didn't remember that. Did not remember that I had to disconnect the knuckle. Why is this screw breaking my balls? Why? Why, oh why? Why, oh why? Really being an asshole here. I'm going to get a vice grip and twist that, see if I can get it out. GoPro, stop recording. Okay guys, I've tried different pry bars, different angles. I tried levering it with a punch tool. I can't get enough leverage to pop that free from the retaining ring. I tried a piece of nylon rope on a slap hammer, but the nylon rope gives too much. I don't have any small chain or cable, so I'm going to try wrapping a wire hanger around the back of the CV axle. I've taken it apart. I took the axle part out, the CV assembly out, and I just have the cup there. So I'm going to wrap this around the cup, twist it, and then put that through the end of this adapter on this slap hammer that's from a wheel puller set, and hopefully this will do the trick. So I really don't want to break the camera. I'm not going to be able to see shit in here, but let's see if it works or not. We'll find out. We're gonna find out. Gotta lace it all the way around it so it doesn't slip off. Come back up to the top, I think. We'll give that a try. I'm going to give this a try. I may have to wrap it better than that. I think I'm going to have to wrap it better than that. I'm going to go around a couple of times. I should be able to only pull on one of these and get enough shock. Thing is, I just got to have a good wrap on it, so it doesn't come undone. Try that. Doing a little bit of a cob job. I may have to redo it and do a better job than I'm doing. Just trying like a summary trial run to see if it gives me any bang on there. And we have the CV axle out, I believe, or my hanger slipped. No, my hanger slipped. My hanger slipped, but I am getting a pull on there, which is a good sign. So I'm going to have to twist this up good where this won't come off. I'm going to have to get back in there and really twist this on there good. Boy, this fucker is really in there, boy. It's the hardest one I've ever pulled out. I've never had this much trouble before getting one of these out. I really gotta twist that on there. Let me fuck around with this. GoPro, stop recording. Okay, I finally got that bastard. That's the hardest I ever had a CV axle come out. I'm losing a little tranny fluid there. It's no big deal. Let me get a can or something to put under there. GoPro, stop recording. Front wheel drive cars are not like rear wheel drive cars where they have gear oil on the differential. The automatic transmission fluid lubricates it on a automatic transmission. What I did, here's the clusterfuck. Let me show it to you. I wrapped this wire like this around the back of the CV cup, and then I used the slap hammer wheel puller, and I got it out. So the other one, I'm hoping to be able to just tap it out. I was talking all kinds of shit at how smooth and fast this job was going, but I got put in my place. Never laugh too soon. Laugh when you're done, if you're gonna laugh at all.
He who laughs last, laughs longest. Oh.
So that's it. I'm gonna get the new axle, throw it in this side. I'm gonna put a little bit of tranny fluid on it so it goes in lubed on that seal. All right, let me go get that front axle. GoPro, stop recording. Okay guys, I ordered this axle from Rock Auto. I highly recommend them, rockauto.com. I got a Cardone axle. I believe this was one of the heavy duty ones. 100% new, not rebuilt. So hopefully nothing will pop and cut the boot on this one. Make sure you're clean when you put this in. You don't want any abrasives on that sealing surface. Oh, look at them, how nice. They gave me a new axle nut and everything. Look at that. How pretty. Looks like good quality rubber boots. Nice stainless steel bands on it. And a new axle nut to boot. Look at that. We are in business. My finger's clean. I'm going to get a little bit of that tranny fluid. You can kind of tap this in. The other side. Try to line it up straight. Don't rip your boots. Let me get the camera down here. I'm not going to be able to see shit down here, but I'll bring you guys down here with me. I'm trying to line the CV boot up straight. Then I gotta find the splines. This fucking caliper is getting in my way. Oh, I hope they sent me the right axle. This fucking thing, I gotta move this. That's better. It's gonna be a bitch going in too, right? Make sure you snap it in so that ring seats. Gotta finagle it around here. There we go. That's the left side axle in. Make sure that you torque your axle nut to spec. I'm doing everything else by feel. Done a lot of these things, you get a feel for them. I'm not going to torque the back of the wheel hub bolts or my strut bolts. I'm not torquing any of that, or my brake bracket bolts. I'm going to do it by feel. You guys can Google the torque specs. If you do Google them, I recommend that you double Google them, because people post a lot of fucked up misinformation online. Like some videos on YouTube is the way not to do shit. So I don't know. I'm just showing you what I'm doing on my car. I'm not liable for what you do on your car, you know. I'm just giving you information here so you can see how I'm doing mine.
So you can't sue me, okay?
All right, GoPro, stop recording. I just adjusted this from super view to wide. I should have did that before. Sorry, guys. I had this when I was on my motorcycle, and it just shows more of the scenery when I'm riding. Sometimes I'll just film my rides and post them on the channel. I hope you guys don't mind those videos. If you're not into motorcycles, just skip right on past it. If you are, I hope you enjoy coming along for a ride. I watch other guys ride sometimes, just go along with them. I wanted to talk about tools. Now, I'm always looking to add to my tool collection, because you could never have too many tools. Now, that wheel puller set that I had, if I didn't have that slap hammer, I was not getting that fucking CV axle out. No way, no how. The only way I could have done it is if I had a piece of chain and a weight or something. You can make makeshift things, but you would still have to use the same principle of impact shock to knock it loose. So consider buying some tools, guys. It makes life easier. All right, I'm gonna get back to putting this back together, and I needed a punch too to jiggle around the strut to get that bolt out. It was just hanging up on me. All right, so I'm gonna take a 5-minute break and then get back to the car. GoPro, stop recording. So Wendy is here. She was getting a say
hi, Wendy. Hi, Wendy.
She was getting a lesson on how to use a slap hammer, and I showed her how a CV axle works. So again, Astro Pneumatic. This hammer is phenomenal. 3 little shots right out. The bolts came flying out. That hammer is fantastic. Oh my God, I just released the camera out of the thing. Oh my God, tragedy. A travesty. Travesty. All right, I'm gonna get under the car now, and hopefully I can tap this CV axle out. I'm not gonna film it from underneath, but you'll be able to see me, I think. Going down here, I got a pry tool and my hammer, and I hope I can get a bite on here on the back of this. Hopefully I can get a shot on there and get this loose. We're gonna find out. I hope I don't have to go through that shit I did on the last one, because that was ridiculous, man. That was fucking crazy, actually. Don't get fat and old. Things are harder when you're fat and old. There we go. That's the way it's supposed to be. Transmission fluid leaking out. Get a pan under there. You might lose some tranny fluid. Oh, I'm losing a lot of fluid. More than I thought I would. Oh well. Oh well. Now, for all practical purposes, I really don't need to replace this axle right now. None of the boots are ripped. There's nothing wrong with that CV axle. But, being that I'm doing my own work, this job is not costing me any labor charges. So, I'm just paying for the part. So, I want to do both of them. That way I know I have new parts in there and I don't get stuck in the middle of winter doing this job. I'll be right back. I'm going to get the CV axle. I'm going to give you the part numbers for these. Hold on. Like I said before, these are Cardone CV axles from Rock Auto. You can buy them other places with this part number. This is probably the Cardone part number. So the right side is 66125-0HD. Yeah, these were the heavy duty ones. So I wanted heavy duty shit. I bought heavy duty rotors. Let me give you the part number again. 66125-0HD. That's for the right axle. And the left axle is 66125-5HD. That's 66125-5HD. Cardone at rockauto.com. They don't give me any perks. They're not as good as they used to be. I got wrong parts from those assholes a couple of weeks ago. They really screwed me up. I was working on my friend's father's Audi, and they sent me rotors that were like for a truck. Nowhere near the correct size part for that. The offset was wrong. They were the wrong size. Total screw up. So I was doing drilled and slotted power stop rotors on their performance rotors, and I wanted them matching on the guy's car. And that was the last they had. I didn't want to order them again. I didn't trust them. I didn't want to go through a wrong part again, so I bought them somewhere else. So, but you can return stuff to them. You can't get a person on the phone anymore. Motherfucker. I thought I was recording that. I didn't record anything. I just got the new axle. I put it in. Let me give you the part number. The right side is 66125-0HD. That's 66125-0HD. That is for the right side. That is a Cardone. That's a heavy duty axle from rockauto.com. Like I said, they used to be a great company with customer service. Now, customer service pretty much sucks, but they sent me a wrong part a few weeks ago, screwed me up. The left axle is 66125-5HD. That's 66125-5HD, Cardone. Again, the HD for heavy duty. I was saying, there's nothing wrong with this axle on the right side, but I don't want to get caught in the middle of fucking January having to do this when the axle goes bad. So, brand new ones, both sides. I know I'm good. Brand new sway bar and sway bar links. The tie rod ends are fairly new. The struts I do want to do, because this car is not as soft as it used to be. It kind of bottoms out easier than it did when it was newer. I think the sag is dropped down on here a little bit. So, and with the wheel hubs, I'm putting an SKF wheel hub on the left side. SKF is the original inventor of the modern wheel hub, the one unit. I've seen cutaways of their wheel hubs compared to other companies. They are built better. I am a big fan of SKF bearings. Anytime I'm able to get bearings from them, I go with that brand. That's my number one brand. Better than Moog. Better than all of them. That's my personal opinion, but that's what I've seen from what I've had with parts. So let me give you the part number for this. Hold on. So that's what I go with, is SKF. Let me give you the part number for this when I get over to the car. I'm getting the SKF wheel hub, and Wendy's getting the Moog. I'm keeping a good one on my side.
Yeah, nah.
SKF wheel hub number. The part number is B930026. That's B930026. SKF, baby. The best. Only the best. I'll show you the second best. I'll give you that part number too. Let me go get the Moog that's in my basement. I'll be right back. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. Guys, I gotta take a massive leak. I'm dying here, but I want to finish this little thing with the parts. A note, this car does not have ABS, so if you have ABS, you're gonna need the one in that picture with the wheel speed sensor on it. That is not what this car takes. So different part numbers for you guys if you got ABS on yours. For non-ABS, I gave you the part number for the SKF, which I recommend over the Moog. But the Moog number is 513203. That's 513203. So I'm going to get ready to put these on. I am never seizing everything. Everything is getting never seized. Some people will frown upon that on brake parts. I put never seize on my lugs, on my brake bracket, bolts, everything. Excuse the dogs. Larry's here again. Stop recording. GoPro, stop recording. Okay guys, Rock Auto did not fuck up. I did. That bearing number for that SKF bearing I gave you, that is the wrong part number for a front wheel hub. That's for the rear. I was hearing a noise in the back and I figured I'd get a wheel hub just to have it. If it got worse, I was going to switch out the rear, and I meant to order a front, but I had a senility moment, which I get a lot of now because I'm old, fat, and stupid, and I forgot to order the SKF wheel hub. So I ordered it. I spent an extra $8.99 on shipping. It said end of day, so hopefully I'll have it by tomorrow with FedEx instead of regular FedEx ground. And I did get a SKF. It came to 120 something. All in, it was like 150 bucks. I called Napa near me and asked them for a price quote, and it was $210. And it's probably a lower grade SKF bearing. I said I wanted an SKF. They didn't go by name. They just said a lower grade and a better one. So either way, they were more money. I knew they were going to be, but my neighbor, the knower of all things useless, recommended that I call them. So, well, I got the one wheel hub. So I put the strut bolts back in. I tightened them up. I greased my tie rod ends. Those are Moog greasable tie rod ends. I myself prefer greasable ones than the non-serviceable ones because I do service my things regularly, so it's fine with me. I'd rather have the option of being able to add grease to it. That way you know it is well lubricated, and I clean them when I'm done. I don't leave a big globby mess of shit there on top of it. All right, so I'm gonna start putting a wheel hub back on this side with the dust cover, and I'm gonna have to look up the axle nut torque specs. So we're gonna put that wheel hub on. I'm gonna turn the wheel all the way left. That way I'll be able to get to a couple of the bolts. My battery's dead on my car. I don't know how that happened. left the window open. Maybe the rain got into one of the switches and activated one of the window switches or something. That might be what happened. That's a possibility. The water ingress might have did it. Might have a switch shorted out or something now. Great. I left the windows cracked so car wouldn't get too hot with all this tropical weather we've been getting. That was not a good idea, obviously. That turned out not being a good idea. Let's hope Rock Auto sent me the right wheel hub here. Looks like it. I do put never sees on the back of these where they meet up into here because corrosion can build up on there. So I put a little never sees around that, and it's made it easier to remove them down the road. You can see there's some never sees still in there from when I installed the last one. That's why this one came out without a brutal fight. We don't need brutal fights. You never know. With the quality of the stuff now, I don't expect these wheel hubs to outlast the vehicle. I'm hoping to get 300,000 miles out of this car. No reason why you shouldn't with proper maintenance. I do not follow recommended oil change intervals by the manufacturers. People say, oh, that's what the manufacturer says. And I remind them, the manufacturer is in the market of selling cars. They don't want you to have them forever, guys. So just think about that. I also put never sees on my splines. Definitely cannot hurt. And I'm going to put it on the axle nut threads as well. Cannot hurt anything. Can never hurt. I believe the dust shield goes that way. Alright guys, I don't know if the camera was recording and shut it off. I started putting in the wheel hub. I put never sees, copper never sees. I prefer it over aluminum never sees. But I do use aluminum never sees as well, as the Europeans would say. Aluminum, as you guys say, and I say. But I say aluminum sometimes, though. I put it around the seating surface of the wheel hub where it goes in. I put never sees on the bolts. Cannot hurt. Definitely makes for an easier removal if you have to take this out at another time. That's torque to spec. Axle nut I'm gonna have to look up. I have a 140-pound torque stick. I don't know what the, let me look up the axle nut torque spec. Torque spec, axle nut, 08 Chevy Impala. Torque spec, axle nut, 08 Chevy Impala.
According to Fixia, hub bolts are around 65 to 70 foot-pounds. Axle nut is about 120 to 130 feet-pounds.
120 to 130. So I'll go with the 140. That'll be good. I'll just ease off it quick. All right. I'm going to straighten that out and do that. GoPro, stop recording. Okay guys, I ran that axle nut in. I used a 140-pound torque stick. That should not be too much to stress that. Maybe a little over 130 if that is what the recommended torque is. I question Google, but that sounds about right. I know 140 is not going to smash that wheel hub. So that's all I can do for today. I'm not going to throw the rotor on this side because I can't complete the other side. I'd rather tool up and finish them both in sequence. I'm going back and forth left to right, but I'm probably going to post this because that shows you how to do a wheel hub. If you've gone this far, you know how to do the rotors. You just got to put that little torque screw in, 30T30 torque screw. I like to put either fluid film or never sees. I like to use actually the copper never sees. You don't go crazy with it, don't saturate it, but you can put a little bit there and even a little bit on the face of the rotor. Keeps your wheel from sticking, and it just makes it so much easier when you got to work on the car, you know. A little preventative maintenance, a little extra touch, a little dab will do you. And when you got to go back and work on it, it goes smoother. All right, guys, I would greatly appreciate it if you give a like and subscribe, or even a go fuck myself. It's good to hear from you guys. I try to respond to everybody that writes me. So if you got any questions, comments, concerns, I'd be happy to hear from you. So take good care of your cars, guys. Take good care of your tools. They should last you a lifetime. And more important than anything, take good care of the ones you love in your family. Stay safe out there and don't get Delta. All right, see you soon. We'll be back. I'll continue this video, a longer one with the whole scenario when I get the parts. Hopefully, I'm hoping I get here tomorrow. So I got a lot of tools out here. I got a lot of shit to clean up. I'm gonna load my tool wagon up. It was a great idea, Wendy getting me that. It's got a 300-pound load capacity. I believe it's Rubbermaid. Great. They had it the other way around where the handle went where the solid wheels are. This side has casters on it. That didn't make any sense to me. You want to be able to maneuver the end with the casters. So I flipped them around and did it opposite of what the directions told you to do. But I like it better this way because I have control with better control with it that way. All right, guys. We'll be back. Bye-bye. GoPro, stop recording now.